Two ends of the table. Chennai playing Rajasthan. Chennai with that queue, not quite sure of a Q1 or Q2, so they're not exactly going to be resting everybody, but they might be just making the odd change here and there. Abu Dhabi, match number 47. Number 47 is special to one man, DJ Bravo. He wears that number with pride. One of my questions for you, gentlemen, is does he get one more game, or do you then now try and hold him back for the playoffs?
I guess it depends. That's a call that the physio, the captain on the ground, and Bravo is a very responsible senior player himself. That is a call that they will take. If they do think that the more rest he needs, the better he is, because he's in rhythm, he's in form. He's delivered a 3 for 24. He's delivered a 2 for 17. He's delivering these spells. So if he thinks he's in rhythm, they need one more game off. It'll also allow Sam Curran. If Sam Curran delivers a good performance, then they've got another option going into the into what do they call it? The business end of the tournament, because everything else is purely for charity. So, but they might play Sam Curran. It makes sense to play Sam Curran.
It does. One person who hasn't sort of got a look in this time, and he's been such an impact for them earlier, is Lungisani and Gidi, but I guess it's just about the surfaces. It's about the fact that they've got both Shardul Thakur and Deepak Chahar bowling so well. They haven't really needed him. So it's just Hazelwood. One of those. And Hazelwood. We should not forget Hazelwood. So Hazelwood plus the two Indian seamers, and then DJ Bravo at the back end, and then Jadeja, and enough resources. Just the opposite of what Kolkata had today. Enough resources to bowl for them. In the opposition, Rajasthan got a few problems. How are they going to address that in time? Because this could just be their last chance to pick up a couple of points and stay alive. We've had the odd game for Tabraiz Shamsi. We've seen Chris Morris not being at his best. Fizz has been brilliant. Liam Livingstone's almost been absent. How they would love him to come to the party, Joy.
Yeah, I think they'll still play with him because they don't have that top order batsman. The option is David Miller, who's, I think, really in the past, and they want to evaluate where Liam Livingstone is. He's looked good in the nets, apparently. He's just not been performing. So somewhere there, I would look at giving young Shivam Dube a chance at some point in time. I think he deserves a chance. Plus, I think with these kind of pitches, he might give you a little bit more with the ball, the kind of cutters he bowls. And I find it difficult to believe that somebody who was seriously being considered for India role in that sixth position as a rival to Hardik Pandya is now struggling to make it in his own franchise. I mean, it may tell you something about how he's playing in the nets, but it also may tell you that perhaps Rajasthan needs to be a little bit more flexible about its rotation policy or its selection policies. But this team, otherwise, lots of problems. But see, they're being carried. Basically, whatever little they've done is because of Sanju Samson up front and some fantastic performances from Mustafizur, I think, and Kartik Tyagi. I mean, these are the 2-3 players who've been delivering from them. They need to have more people. Chetan Sakaria, perhaps. They need to have more people giving them. Even Rahul Tewatia has looked a shadow of the player he was the last time.
Yeah. I mean, Rahul Tewatia was supposed to go to Sri Lanka, only didn't go because he failed a fitness test or something. But if you look down there, Evan Lewis has produced one good innings. Yashasvi Jaiswal has produced one. Lomror has produced one. Sanju Samson has produced more than one. Sakaria has done all right. Tyagi has delivered a win. Fizz has been excellent. And yet the sum of the parts is not adding up to a really big whole. Look, Liam Livingstone gets into the side in my book only if he's bowling now, because he's had enough chances, but they rate him as both an off spinner, leg spinner. Maybe on these strikes they might use him for a couple of overs and give him one more go. And I agree. It's tough to play the Riyan Parag kind of role where you're really a 1 or 2 over bowler, so you can't create an impact there. Your impact has to be with the bat, and you've sort of got typed as a number 6 batsman. So given that he's not taken his chances so far, I think it's fair to give Shivam Dube that slot, and then hope that Dube will give you a little bit more with the ball than who?
Riyan Parag.
Riyan Parag. See how you forget. Then Riyan Parag does all my advancing years.
But yeah, I mean, I mentioned in the last game about Livingstone as a bowler, and I don't think the franchise seems to rate him. Maybe he does not bowling enough in the nets. One final name in there, Joy. Is Chris Morris only hanging on because of his purse?
Chris Morris, my problem is that he's not doing enough. And as a bowler, and most of the bowlers who've been looking at it, whether it's Dooley, all the bowlers look at him and say, he's not there. He's sort of falling off. He's not getting that thing.
But the real question is, if he came for £1.5 crore as a steal, would you not then bench him and play O'Shane Thomas or Tabraiz Shamsi?
Okay, that's what I want to talk to you about. I would bench him anyway, because if you're playing him because you paid 16 crores for him, it's something called the sunk cost fallacy. You've already paid for it. It doesn't matter. Your job now, that loss has happened already. Now it's your job to select the best team possible. In which case, you will select the best player. Just because you've sunk 16 crore into him, shouldn't take him. Sunk cost fallacy is one of the biggest problems, and we do it all the time,